Welcome, PVT Express News. Subscribe to the channel to not miss new videos. And now for today's content. In a time when on-screen romance can often feel staged or overly polished, moments of genuine connection can remind us of the authenticity of love. That's exactly what viewers felt during Sukai and Tansongyun's recent livestream, a promotional event that unexpectedly transformed into something far more intimate and heartfelt. What began as a routine promotional appearance soon took an emotional turn. It only took a single look, calm and intent, for the atmosphere to shift. Sukai's gaze, steady and full of quiet affection, wasn't directed at the camera but at his co-star. His attention never wavered from Songyun. And in return, Tan's soft smile, one that seemed reserved only for moments shared with Su, spoke volumes. Though they were seated next to each other in a carefully arranged setup, the emotional current running between them felt private, like a scene unfolding far from the eyes of the audience. What fans witnessed wasn't just another media event, but a tender interaction that felt raw, unrehearsed, and emotionally charged. The broadcast began with a professional air, formal postures, polite expressions. But as time passed, those walls gently crumbled. Subtle laughter broke the formality. Their eyes met more often and lingered just a bit longer. Each accidental brush of hands or exchanged glance seemed layered with unspoken feeling. Sukai appeared deeply engaged whenever Songyun spoke. He wasn't merely hearing her, he was fully attuned, savoring every word. Meanwhile, Tan seemed to glow in his presence, comfortable, at ease, and content in the quiet rhythm between them. What set this livestream apart was its authenticity. There was no director's cue, no scripted dialogue, just two people whose natural connection blurred the boundaries between professional and personal. The background music, intended merely to enhance the stream's ambience, began to mirror the emotions unfolding on screen. Gentle piano notes swelled in the background as Sukai responded to Songyun's laughter with a soft smile, like a soundtrack perfectly synced to a real-life love story. Every chord and melody emphasized what wasn't said aloud, a silent exchange, a meaningful glance, or a knowing smile. For viewers, the music became more than background, it became a pulse, a symbol of something deeper stirring between the two. It wasn't long before social media caught fire. Clips from the livestream quickly went viral, accompanied by heartfelt captions and swooning commentary. "This isn't acting. It's real," one fan gushed. Another remarked, "When Sukai looks at her, it feels like I'm witnessing something personal, something sacred." The internet was flooded with fan art, short videos, memes, and stories celebrating their chemistry in what many called the start of a real-life love story. What made it even more touching were the subtle gestures, the small, easily missed details that spoke volumes. The slight tilt of Sukai's head as he listened to Tan. The blush that crept across her cheeks when she laughed at something he said. Or the gentle reminder from staff asking Sukai to refocus on the camera, as his eyes kept drifting toward her. These weren't rehearsed moments. They weren't crafted for the camera. They felt sincere, born out of genuine ease, closeness, and maybe even a quiet, budding affection. In an era of perfectly curated love stories, this unexpected connection between Sukai and Tansongyun offered something rare, a glimpse into something real, honest, and beautifully unscripted. Behind the heightened excitement, there's something quieter but more powerful: hope. Hope that this isn't just a coincidence. Hope that behind the scenes, in the midst of a busy filming schedule, two hearts might actually begin to get to know each other and connect. Fans don't just want to see them as an on-screen couple. They want to believe that the love they're witnessing, however fleeting, is real. That Sukai and Tansongyun, in a world often filled with fakery, could be proof that honest love is still possible. The best love stories are often the ones that make us ask ourselves, is this real? For Sukai and Tansongyun, the lines between fiction and reality have become blurred. They're not just playing a couple, they're showing that two souls can connect even when they don't realize it. Their every glance is now the subject of fans' analysis. Every interaction is a sought-after moment. And every silence between them feels full of possibility. To this day, neither Sukai nor Tansongyun have made an official statement about their relationship. But their silence speaks louder than any clarification. Because true love, as the saying goes, doesn't always need to be announced, sometimes it just needs to be felt. What started out as a promotional appearance has now become an emotional journey that has touched thousands of hearts. Sukai and Tansongyun showed the world that love doesn't always come with a big announcement. Sometimes, love begins with a chuckle, a look that lingers a little too long, and a few moments of silence that are filled with meaning. And when such romances emerge, not staged, not forced, just happening, we as viewers can only be grateful to have witnessed them. Amidst the roar of the entertainment world full of scandals and sensations, Sukai and Tansongyun's interactions feel like a quiet embrace. They don't need to be flashy, they don't need to dominate the headlines. With just one smile, one look, one meaningful second of silence, they managed to rekindle the belief in true love. And that's why we can't stop watching them. Not because we're hungry for gossip, but because we're hungry for honesty. Because all of us, deep down, still believe that love can grow in the most unexpected places, even between two actors sitting side by side on a live broadcast. Is this real love? Maybe. But what's certain is that this is a story to remember and secretly hope for. In follow-up interviews, when asked about their experiences working together, both Sukai and Tansongyun gave diplomatic answers, but their eyes spoke differently. The way they stole glances at each other, the way they laughed at each other's names, seemed to hint at something they couldn't fully express in public. Maybe they were trying to keep their privacy. Maybe they were still exploring what they felt. But for observant fans, those little hints were more than enough to keep their hopes up. Ultimately, Sukai and Tansongyun's story isn't just about one live broadcast or one project together. It's about possibility. About how love can grow in silence, in a smile, in a look that only two hearts can understand. The world may move fast, trends may come and go, but the moments of honesty and emotion they bring will always be remembered. And for the thousands of people who believe in love that grows slowly and quietly takes root, their story is a living hope. Please leave your discussion. Welcome to leave comments. Welcome to my channel. Thank you all.